Guess it's back to another video. Yeah, man, it's this chick talking about today online, this online dating site called POF, aka Plenty of Fish. You know, I had a couple on there that was talking about what are my intentions and those kind of interrogative kind of questions. But I had kind of like an epiphany about what those kind of questions really are. I've said things about them before in other videos, but I think it's a little more simple than what they try to make it seem, or how it seems. It seems on the surface like they're trying to weed a guy out, and women are in a sense trying to weed a guy out, but they're really trying to see what kind of guy you are, in the sense they're trying to see how eager you are to live up to what they're asking you. They're asking you what's your intentions. They're looking for that simp, pretty much, or get down and try to get him a sales pitch on, what do you think they want to hear and all that. And that's really what they're looking for, what the women are looking for. And if you don't give them that, if you answer them too well, like I would say, what I'm looking for right now is just a good conversation to see where that goes. And I don't get no reply. I don't get a reply back. So that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for that guy that says, I'm looking for this and that. I'm looking to settle down. I'm looking to get married and all this. But really, that kind of question that women ask guys, what are they looking for? It's a very manipulative kind of question, because you can tell them that's what you're looking for, to be married, to be in a relationship. But you don't know anything about these women. They refuse to talk to you, to give you the number where you can talk to them and actually get to know them. So over time, when they ask you that question, it would make more sense for you to answer it, because then you'd have had some kind of rapport with her, and you can actually answer that question more specific, directed at her, actually, because by then you would know some things about her if you was talking to her on a consistent basis. But these women, they like to ask these guys what they're looking for, what are they looking for right away, and there's no way you can really answer that in a specific sense, because you don't know these women from a can of paint. You don't know these women. How can you tell these women what are you looking for? As if it's some kind of vague thing. You're looking to be married, or you're looking to be in a relationship. Don't mean it's gonna be what they ask. So why do women really ask guys these questions? And I just had a little thought about it. So they're really just trying to see what kind of guy they're dealing with. A real guy who have a little game on his belt. He ain't gonna really answer that question, because he already know what it is. A guy who don't really get women like that, a pussy whip kind of guy, he gonna be trying to live up to what he think the woman gonna want to hear. He gonna try to give his sales pitch to that question, but that question is almost like a diss. Some women, they hear you pour your heart out. You're looking for a girlfriend, relationship, marriage. Then they just say, some of them will say, no, I'm not interested. Basically, just to bust your bubble, bust your balls. The woman is just funny style like that. They get a kick out of doing guys like that for whatever messed up reason they got going on in their mind. That's why you don't really give women compliments like that, to avoid all that. Women like to shoot guys down after they pour their heart out to them. It's a real sick thing. So these women don't know what they're doing out here. And when it comes to dating, they have no clue. know, they get real angry and real frustrated because most of their life they've been going through. They've been going through life hearing that all guys want is sex. Think about that. All guys want is sex. That's all they really know about a guy. To really kind of please the guy, to keep him, is that we want sex when that's not really 100% the case. It's probably like in the beginning it's probably like 75 to 100% of the time a guy wants sex. But when a guy actually wants something real with a woman, it's more like 65% of the time a guy's thinking about sex or wants sex. So a lot of women they don't understand that. They think because a guy want to fuck them, that's a stand-in for a guy actually want to get with them. And they don't understand that guys actually do give them a chance. Like even the guys who just want to sleep with them, he'll give them a chance and all that stuff. But then after a while, a guy he start realizing that these women don't have nothing to offer, nothing besides sex. They always got a handout. They say you got women now saying they pay their bills and all that. Yeah, they pay their bills. They don't really help out with the guy. They don't really help alleviate the burden of a date by paying some of the bills and all that, the tab and all that. So that's another thing I've been discovering online. You got women, they like to try to ask these questions. They think they're being slick or they think they're being clever by asking these kind of hard questions. What are you looking for? And all that stuff. Well, you can't really answer that until you get to know a person. You can give a broad statement. You can answer that. But the thing is, a lot of these women, they get annoyed when guys answer it in a way that that shows that they're not really a simp. A simp is a guy who bends over backwards for a woman. Who try to impress her and all this stuff. A sucker, in other words. You got women out here, man. They be dissing me on. I ain't gonna really call it a diss. They diss themselves when they diss me. But you got women who are real passive aggressive. Leaving comments like I'm not interested in all that. Some guys might say, well, what could a woman say if she's not interested? Don't say nothing. See, that's the thing with women, man. Over the years and what I've been finding out as of late also, when women reject a guy, it's always passive aggressive. Unless they got a guy, unless they're married or something like that, or they're in a committed relationship. But if it's something like, if that's not mentioned, and they just dissing the guys, it's usually passive aggressive. Like 9 out of 10 is passive aggressive responses and replies to a guy trying to approach him. No matter how nice they try to dress it up. Because you got women out here, they enjoy that. They don't get talked to a lot. And then when they finally do get talked to, stepped to, out on the street in particular, then they diss a guy. Like, how dare you diss a guy? You're not even really getting talked to like that. That's the kind of mindset I have. You should play it off like you like the guy, shit, at this point. But yeah, I ran across a couple of comments from women today, talking about it's so hard to date online. Yeah, it's hard to date online. For your ass in particular, and that's the ammunition I use to always reinforce my value in my mind over a woman out here, man. You know, these women, man, they losing, man. Don't let them fool you into thinking they winning. That's why a lot of these women didn't like Kevin Samuels. A lot of them did, and a lot of them didn't. You know, so they don't like the guys who wake guys up out here, man. They don't like them guys. They don't like us guys out here. You know, so that's that thing. But you'll find out with this online dating thing, and probably dating in general, approaching women on the street, man, they say a lot of annoying things. Once you start understanding women a little bit more, the questions they ask you are very annoying, and you know, they're very interrogative, asking you things like basically like what you can do for me, and all they got is pussy to offer. You know, you can just beat off, jack off, and you all right for a day or two maybe. I'm like, man, why should a guy do this and that and the third for your ass? That's what you gotta ask yourself. You know, as a man get up in age, you don't really ask yourself these questions per se. It's like already in you. You get kind of null and mellowed out to actually want to have sex with women, man. Maybe it's a diminishing sex drive, who knows? But that's another thing these women don't seem to understand. As a man get older, past his 40s, you know, like I am, you know, my early 40s, you know, I'm kind of more settled in, man. You know, these women, they be trying to run that old high school game, early 20-year-old game. That shit don't work on the guys. He gets up in age. You start looking at that shit it start getting annoying, man. Like, why is this woman asking me these dumb questions like she got so much to offer? Bitch, we know what you're about. Excuse my language. You know, you ain't gonna cook. You can't cook. And if you can cook, it's just fried chicken and fried foods and unhealthy shit. You know, instant shit. You know, these bros always got their hand out. I met a woman not too long ago, man. You know, she came through and all that, sucked the fuck out my dick. And, you know, titty fucked chick, got some ass from him. Then the next day, this bitch sent me a text asking for money and all that shit. I ignored her and all that. I didn't respond to it. You know, this chick still be sending me texts, blowing my phone up with texts. She don't actually call. That's kind of cool still, you know. So, you know where I stay? Come through, because the first time I got over here via Uber, you know, I don't really feel like spending more money to get her over here, you know. She can bring her ass over here. She told me she had a car and all that, but she trying to run these manipulative games to try to get me to yield and bend to her will. That's how these women are, man. I probably got like almost 90 numbers on my phone now, and only like a handful of them actually called me back. Now I can text them and I can call them back and they respond all day long. But these women out here got some kind of thing where they don't actually want to call guys. You know, they be running game. I guess somebody done told them something in the book. But yeah, ladies, man, you know, speaking to y'all directly, y'all be talking about y'all want guys over a certain age. Like over, you know, over 40 and all that shit, and over 35 and all that shit. But as a guy get up in age, man, them games y'all used to playing and all that shit don't work. Or it don't work as well. You know, our views on sex changes, man. We get more settled in, you know, we fuck a chick, we do, fuck a chick, we don't. You know, that's what y'all really need to understand. We ain't like no high school kids, gotta get it. You know, we still get erections and all that, but the erections are not like high school years and college years and none of that. You know, it's more tame. You know, we get more content with doing, you know, just daily hobbies and stuff. And here y'all coming along trying to run that old young girls game. That shit don't work, man. It's annoying. That's why a lot of guys don't stick around. You know, it's like y'all don't take the initiative to do anything with a guy. Y'all don't show no kind of I would say some kind of intimate connection with a guy. Y'all tend to wait for the guy to make a move or to draw close to you. It's like y'all not really like that. You know, I try to make it seem like y'all about more than just sex, but when it comes down to it, it's either y'all about sex or about trying to get something from a guy, even when y'all have your own money. But yeah, fellas, back to y'all. When y'all come across a message online or in person, a woman trying to set you up some kind of interrogation sequence of questioning, talking about what you're looking for and all that stuff. That's them being manipulative. You can't really answer that question correctly unless you actually get to know them. You don't have to sleep with them to get to know them. You know, you need to at least have a good few conversations with them, you know, to see where they at. How could you really answer that, what you're looking for? It's always going to be a broad answer. You know, you're always going to give a broad reply to it. Yeah, I'm looking, you know, even if, you know, you're looking for marriage or a relationship, you know, but these women, they want to hear it. They want to hear you say that's what you're looking for because it'll let them know that they can manipulate you. You got some women out here who ask that question about what a guy's looking for because they're trying to really manipulate a guy, and you got women who ask that question because they heard that's what you're supposed to ask a guy, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing out here. And a lot of women shoot themselves in the foot coming across a guy like me who either block them, ignore them, or have something slick to say back. You know, with me lately, I just been sending that question back at them, and a lot of times I don't get no replies. See, that women don't like that when you start asking them the same questions. You answer their question and then you come up with the same question back at them. See, that's how you do that. They look at that. They look at any kind of resistance as you being argumentative. You know, but don't walk on eggshells with these women, man, because it's just gonna get worse. Women show that she don't respect you, it's not gonna turn out good for you. You keep messing with her. Oh yeah, and another thing too, you know, some of these numbers, well, one number in particular, you know, it's some number from a chick I got on the site called Tagged. I just had her page username down there. It didn't have a name in there, like Honey Baby something. You know, I sent a text to this broad, or alleged broad, a couple of weeks back. You know, then as of today, I sent another text. She talking about whoever it is, talking about who is this, and I let them know that what we met from Tagged and all that. You know, But this person didn't even send me, when I asked for the name, and the first time I texted this person a couple of weeks ago, I didn't get a name. You know, I tried to get a call in, I couldn't get a call in, so I just left it alone. But this time I tried to call back, and like for some odd reason, I couldn't get through. I couldn't get a pickup on her end or whoever end it was. And then I would keep seeing that this motherfucker kept calling me back, but I ain't getting no ring or no vibrations. So I just figured it out. I was like, this motherfucker was calling my phone, but letting it ring for half a ring and hanging up. See, that way I don't get no real ring and don't get no vibration, but I get a attempted call, missed call. So I just figured that out. Like, this motherfucker jerking me around. I would call. This happened like 3 times. Like, I would call, this motherfucker would call, I would call, this motherfucker call, then I get a text from this motherfucker chick, alleged chick talking about call me, and then I say call me. I'm like, this motherfucker jerking me around, trying to avoid actually speaking to me, because that's what a lot of transsexuals would do online, or just weird old dudes. They try to avoid voice contact, and that's another reason too why these so-called broads, I say so-called because you don't really know who they are. Yeah, you see nice women photos and all that, but that don't mean it's them. So you got people out here posing imposters online, trolling and being deceitful. They try to avoid phone contact so they can keep jerking you around in the hopes that you will keep giving them attention and making them feel good about themselves, or they try to get money out of you or something like that. I always look at that as a red flag when a woman don't want to give me her number. It's like they got block features nowadays. Like, a lot of people be using virtual numbers through Google. It's no big deal now to just give a person your number. That's all a lot of these numbers I got. The women, they just give the number right away. I say the right line, and they just give me the number immediately. Ain't no let's talk on here and all that crap. Because that's really a diss, speaking on that little thing women do online. They be saying let's talk on here. That's a diss, really. What you gonna talk about? What you gonna text back and forth about? It ain't like they gonna have some kind of riveting text conversation with you. All you gonna do is type a bunch of paragraphs, and they gonna give you a few lines or a line back in reply. A lot of these women, man, like got back in the day when he was doing the Mac lessons, Tariq Nasheed, he would say some of these women are just whack, and that's true, man. I would talk to some of these women. They just had dry conversation, man. Like, I had to carry the conversation. Luckily, I can keep talking like I'm doing now, and don't be too much of a silence over the phone. I think sometimes when I don't feel like talking, sometimes it'd be like 5 seconds, and I just make up something to talk about. Keeping on track with the flow of the conversation still. So, yeah, but some of these women, man, they just dry, they just hostile, they got negative energy. They don't even realize the way they respond to a guy is negative. Women, I'm trying to tell you something. You got women saying that kind of stuff to me and all that stuff online. Well, not online, but via phone. You got a lot of women out here used to talking to their sons and daughters, from authoritative tone and position. And they don't turn that shit off when they talking to men, black men in particular. You got women, they talking about guys is weak out here. No, the guys who are weak, see, here's the thing, fellas. The guys who are weak are the men who would accept that bullshit from women. Think about it. A strong man, a strong-willed man, a man who knows his worth and value, you don't put up with that shit. You gonna hang up on their ass like I do. Or say some shit to them and block them and, be done with them. A weak guy would laugh with them, would go along with that emasculation shit. That's a true beta male, as they say. A kowtowing guy, a walk on eggshells guy. He'll keep walking on eggshells. He'll keep going along with what they say. And that's the weak guy right there. The weak guy is the one who will actually put up with their shit. That's the weak one. So you got a lot of women that try to manipulate guys. And a lot of guys fall for it, man. Talking about you weak. Talking about black men are weak. Because they'll date interracial and all that stuff. Got a lot of weak black men out here. Going to the white woman, because the white woman put up with their shit. Actually, white women, from my experience, white women is kind of more difficult to deal with. Because you really can't run no games with a lot of them. Because they are aware of their place in the system of white supremacy. So actually, like my brother, for instance, from the hood like me and all this, but he went to the army, and his mentality changed. So now he with a woman, and he was still date black. First baby mama was black, but no, now he married to a white woman for a second time and all that. But the thing is, his personality is unforgiving to a lot of the bullshit that black women do. That line, he's very stickler about women lying. That's why it didn't work out with his first baby mama. It's a black woman. He said she was lying about little things. So that's another thing too. Like, not saying that white women don't lie, but when it comes to like certain things, there's some cultural differences. A lot of black women, man, they're not as mature as they think they are. They think because they have children that makes them mature, because they know how to boss them around and tell them what to do and run their life. Those are children, Don't matter if they're children 20-something. Can't step to a man, you're trying to get with or be with. Being in a committed relationship with, trying to boss him around. It's not gonna work, and you got a lot of women out here, they losing, black women in particular, because that's who I mainly date and interact with. They're losing, man. A lot of attractive ones out here, a lot of attractive black women. Very attractive. Some of them doing well off, man. They got all these stipulations. I just look at their age. It's 40, 32, 35, some of them 50, talking like they got options. Like, yeah, you got options to get some dick, but you don't got options to keep a man. See, that's the balance to the dating equation. Women, they get all this attention. They get a lot of guys who they can sleep with because it's so easy for them to get sex. But here's the punchline. They can't make a guy stay with them. Whereas guys on our end, it's harder for us to get women on average. Harder for us to get women in the sense of getting sex, that is. But it's easy for us to get into a relationship with a woman. It's very easy. Like almost every woman I talk to, These numbers in my phone, they're looking for a relationship. They coming at me with that talk. What that tell you right there, fellas? The fact that a woman would ask you what you're looking for, that puts you in the control seat right there. You know, she want a relationship. All these women do, most of them. Not all, but most of them. I would say 95% of them do. Hell, 98% of them want a relationship. You know, so that means they ain't getting a relationship. Nowadays, it's tougher than ever because a lot of guys is kind of waking up and seeing their value as a man. They're like, hey, these women are not really coming with anything besides a big ass ego. So yeah, fellas, you know, a worthless man. Don't let the sex and how so-called good a woman look throw you off and think she's more valuable. And a lot of times too, man. All these women be wearing makeup and have all these clothing accessories on and all this stuff. A lot of these dimes, so-called dimes, very attractive women in our minds. We going based off the makeup, the made up them. You know, we gotta see these women in their bare face, man, their plain face. A lot of these women, a lot of black women particularly, they think because they look good made up, that they just look good in general, and that's not true. A lot of these 7s, 8s, 9s, they're like 2 and 3 numbers down on the look scale. I had a woman today on POF. Got mad because I said she lived too far. Talking about she wasn't checking for me anyway. But we matched though. See what I'm saying? We matched. That's how you can communicate. You know, you got to match with somebody, or POF, they give you a free. Every 24 hours, they give you a one free chance to initiate a contact. But me and her matched, and I didn't contact her with my free one. You know, then I just said, you live far. I was gonna say you look cute and all, but you live too far. But no, I said something like, I'm gonna do both of us a favor, and I said you live too far, but let's not waste each other's time. Something to that effect. And she wanna say, I wasn't checking for you anyway. All that crap. Yeah, you were checking for me because we matched. There you got these women trying to save face. And women, they talk a lot of shit, fellas. We know they talk a lot of shit. And a lot of that shit, it make you think they're real confident and all that shit. That's just ego, man. Man, always remind yourself, man, these women, they long for a relationship. They long for a guy who they can just communicate with. See, that's our power right there, man. If you got a good bit of game, you can hold a conversation with a woman. That's very valuable. That's why I don't like how these guys be on these live chat rooms. Some of these guys, they're real good at conversing with these women. I'm like, man, these guys is kind of messing the game up because they're giving these women an ego boost. Like, don't waste your time on these live chat rooms talking to these women hundreds of miles away, or even within your city limits, man. Talk to these women over the phone, get to know these women, smash these chicks or whatever, get into a relationship with them, whatever. But don't blow their heads up talking to them. It's meaningless talking to these women on a live chat, man. You're kind of messing the game up. That's why I don't even talk to these chicks in the live chat. I go in there and look at them. You know, I don't send no hearts, no none of that shit. No, I don't buy them no jets, no emoji jets, which is actual money. Don't do none of that shit, man. It's futile. It's pointless. You ain't gonna see these women, man. These women's hundreds of miles away. Unless you gonna fly their ass out with a real jet, you kind of messing the game up. You got guys talking. You ain't gonna. How you gonna meet this woman? How you gonna set something up? And you in a public chat room, putting your bid in on a public fucking chat room with a bunch of other dudes looking at you. So all you doing is making this woman feel special, man. Special for nothing. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help you. And when you're talking to these women on these live chats, man, you're exhausting. You're exhausting your energy. You know, yeah, you become better at chatting, but you won't be better at closing the deal. There's a difference between chatting with a woman and actually closing the deal and setting up things with a woman. You can get to that point where you're so good at chatting with a woman on a friendly level that you forget how to chat with a woman on a sexual level. See, in these chat rooms, you can't really practice or get in the habit of chatting on a sexual level with these women because, you know, the chat rooms, the mods will ban you, block you, kick you out. So you basically just wasting your skills, man. You know, actually work on getting these women phone numbers and talking to them that way. We can set up dates and all that stuff. You can kind of throw some sexual innuendos and see how that work with you. You can't do that on a live chat. You know, and you know, you're just blowing these women heads up. They're not doing nothing. Women long for conversation, fellas. That's our advantage, the conversation factor. They long for that shit. It's currency, man. You know, that's why they be on these chat rooms. That gets them through the day. That gets them through their life, man. When they're on these live chat rooms, and you got guys after guys coming in there helping them for nothing. You know, we should get paid for talking to these women, man. See, that's what I realized as a man over the past several years, man. Like, just talking to a woman is currency to them. They don't get it, man. A lot of guys come at them with their dick in their hand. You know, they get a lot of bad conversation with guys. But if you're a guy who actually know to converse with a woman, man, that's currency, man. That's very valuable. It's valuable to them as a good fat ass and nice tits is to us, man. Don't get that shit away for free. You know, you go in these chat rooms, talking to these women. It be some guys in there, like, it be regulars, man, talking to these chicks, man, chatting it up. And these women be laughing and feeling good about themselves. And I'll be thinking, I'm like, man, this guy don't even know what he's doing. He's giving away his power to these women. The thing that gives him an advantage in the game, man. Chatting and being a good conversationalist, tongue-tied, conversationalist with the woman, man. That always gets a woman, man. As soon as you start talking to them and you making sense to them, their eyebrows go up. Like, oh, he's a cool dude. Even if they might not be attracted to you, that's very valuable. You know, women don't get that. They don't get a lot of guys who know how to talk to them correctly. You know, and even the dudes they got at home, you know, they might have got a boyfriend. He might have been just good enough. You know, just good enough, man, to get with him. He was just good enough to intrigue him a little bit. You know, so some of these guys they get with these chicks and knock them up quick. And a lot of times that keep the girl with them. But you know, it wasn't like they was very good at conversing with them out the gate. So here you come, the guy who really skilled at talking to these women. You talking to them, and they feeling real good about themselves. They like, finally, this nigga know how to talk. Finally, I found a dude who can converse. It's like finding a diamond in the rough, man. Don't give that shit away for free. And that should blow your head up as a man. That should give you an ego boost. And that's why I have an ego boost. You know, whenever I'm feeling like, you know, if I think a chick might be too good, so-called, quote, unquote, out of my league, I start thinking about that, like what I have to offer. Conversation. You know, some guys say, I got this dick to offer. No, man. Conversation, that's more potent, or just as potent. You gotta have it both, you know. Gotta be able to lay it down, but that conversation, man, that's the key right there. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna end that with that, fellas and ladies. Whoever can stand actually listening to what I gotta say, be a female. All right, y'all, I'm out.